Pour one out for the small wins, for those little ickle victories, for the one who made the train, who spilt their coffee all over their new suit and tripped over their laces but still made it through the door when only seconds remained. For the one who clicked send on a risky email even though their heart was racing at such a pace they thought it might escape from its cage and drape over their body like a piece of unraveling measuring tape. For the one who decided today was not their day, shut the curtains, went back to sleep and counted sheep as they lay still. For the one firming a bad date, wondering if they can evacuate through the toilet window like they do in films, or if they're going to be forced to pay half the bill because isn't it an equal society now still? For the one who this Christmas will wear a piece of knitted clothing from their man that is so ugly it should be banned, but knowing how lucky they are to still have her around. For the ones who held a stranger's hand by mistake. Now you may think this only occurs when you're young, but honestly this happened to me the other day and it was so embarrassing. For those experiencing heartbreak, but still chatting away as if all is great throughout their 15-minute coffee break, pour one out for the small wins, for those little ickle victories, for the ones who value success as something all humans can access, as something we harness deep in our veins, as something we exchange from one complicated being to another, as something that isn't measured by paycheck or economic currency, as something that doesn't have an expiry date, insurance policy, or needs to be covered by a 1-year warranty that can be whatever we want it to be. Pour one out for the little champions, for the day they learned to write their name, even if it was a few days late, for the one who tried a new skill, who was awful at it, and yet they kept trying still, for the one who danced while everyone told them it was only for the ones who could master it. But they said, fuck it, I'm gonna chance it and dance no matter what the circumstances. Pour one out for the small wins, for those little ickle victories, for the ones who saved lives but never made the press, just because their story wasn't as easy to digest. Let's not forget the stories who weren't blessed to be the best of the best just because it couldn't be compressed into a pre-decided narrative society so desperately wanted to suggest. A few too many bruises that they didn't want to address. A few too many ideas they didn't want to express. Pour one out for the person who didn't swim across the ocean but against all fears just chose to swim. For the one who smiled through a poorly cut trim. For the one who at a critical moment decided to share their sandwich. For the one who walked into a room where no one else spoke their language. For the one who took a risk and ran with it. For the one who couldn't quite find their rhythm until they realized it was within them all along and they were too focused on someone else's song. For the one who keeps learning, who can admit when they're wrong. For the lonely ones who even when they feel they're least strong, spend time making sure that others belong. Pour one out for the small wins, for the little ickle victories, for the stories that trickle down, barely noticing at first, but one by one they form a crown. Pour one out for the small wins. Thank you.